There's a third party thing. Got it. Okay.
Are you good?
It says it's still setting it up.
Cool.
And
We
we're
are
good.
live already on
Yep,
YouTube.
we're good to go. All right, I'm going to
Cool.
mute myself.
All right, you know the drill, guys. Hello, welcome back. Hello if you're new. Disclaimer, anything that we say is not to be taken as financial advice. It is our opinion as responsible day trading. Don't spend your mortgage money. Don't copy our trades. You might lose money. And yeah, don't risk money that you're not willing to lose. Past results are not indicative of future trading results. Now let's head over to the RDT website, starting off with the news. Where is my cool? Don't
And
think we
also, really
have.
quick, just so you guys know, this is not Davis here with us today. Davis couldn't make it today, so we have Cesar stepping in.
a
I
fresh,
look a little like him now.
a fresh face Cesar straight out of primary school. Love to see it.
Yeah,
We've
I feel
got
younger and fresher.
we had no news today, no news tomorrow either. Wednesday we have FOMC. Some of us here don't really, I don't want to say don't really care about not trading during news, but FOMC is definitely one we pay a lot of attention to, not wanting to be in the market a good 10, 15 minutes before. And then afterwards, around 10 minutes waiting just for the volatility to calm down a little bit before we consider getting into any trades. Thursday, we got some big news as well. Initial jobless claims. All the times are central times down here. And then Friday, Fed Chair Powell speaks, which usually moves the market a fair bit. Now I'm going to go over and tell you what's going on at RDT with the live class schedule. You can see on the left, we've got the Spanish classes. If you know any Spanish friends or speakers, please do invite them along to that. You can see today we are the weekly rundown, but it says obviously and myself. And as we go on, we've got section 4, the EMAs and the MACDs, which I'm lucky enough get to teach all you guys that. Chosen to spend my Saturday teaching you all about the EMAs and MACDs. I'm sure all of you would rather be spending time with me instead of going out with your friends and having fun. But we can have even more fun here together learning about that. And then after that, 25th, live analysis with Deivis and Cesar. We've got, thanks, Tim. Down here, you can see we've got we have the RDT annual seminar coming up from the 25th. So on the Thursday before, we have a meet and greet for any of the traders that are around in the Houston area. And then obviously for the seminar, we cover a wide range of topics. So we also have money management and tax seminar for US traders in particular, which is very interesting if you don't know much about your trading taxes. I'm also going to be covering a lot to do with the psychology of trading, which I know is a topic which a lot of you want to know about more. And then we've got obviously the Discord. Tim and Dennison. I know it was Dennison, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Dennison.
Yeah, he's here.
You already know about that, but I'll open that up later on for us to have a peek at that. And we've also got, where is it? If you go down here to sign up for the next classes we have, go ahead here. You can get a free. So we've releasing some of the curriculum for free, as you can get a lot of the stuff online, but we've put it into a nice package for you guys to have, just so it's more consolidated information. Just go ahead here. Wow, there's my email address. Brilliant. And then to put in your phone number, sign up, and you'll get access to the course. And that should look something like this.
You wanna give that away also?
So if you come down here, yours will look like this. And you should have, if I refresh, the RDT core, go into that. So you notice we do have homeworks as well. We might be removing those because we do give away a lot of good information there for free. So if you're seeing this and the homeworks are still up, we recommend you make the most of those because they're probably going to be taken down. But we're going to keep up the description so you get a good understanding for what the homeworks will entail. I believe we are going to leave one or two up for each section just to give people an understanding of what the homework is, what it requires, and just how we go about teaching here at RDT. So you can see we go all the way up to section 4, and there are a couple lessons we're leaving out exclusively to our students. Cool. I think
Also
that's
on the top of that website, you can see the Zoom links. Yeah, so you can register, and you're gonna get a notification whenever the classes are about to begin, so you can join us.
Thank you very much. I almost forgot. Right, I believe that is all the basics covered. So now we can go and head over to our daily chart. Would you like to discuss what you see here, Cesar?
Yeah.
Do you want to request access for my
Yes.
mouse?
Yes. Okay.
Cool. Should be good.
So can you see me now?
Click the mouse.
Yeah.
Yep, you're good.
Okay. So we have been on a trend going to the upside. We can see this movement very clear to the upside, even though we have a grindy movement. We can see that the bars are closing right in the middle of the trend. Right now, uh, we are in we can see divergence coming here, and we are seeing also a little bit of a push from the MACDs to the upside, to the downside. I'm sorry, but the price is still pushing up. So what we can expect, one of the scenarios that we can expect is the price closing outside of this range, and the this BB using the Bollinger Band as a resistance to probably push a little bit further down, and the price will probably want to meet again with this EMA. So we have to be aware that we are still on a trend going to the upside, but if we read all the signals, uh, a potential push to the downside, I'm sorry, may occur in the upcoming days. So we just have to be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, cool. And
But
especially if we're going to be looking for more moves to the downside, we're really going to be looking to see how these BBs react. So we've broken outside just here. We really want to pay attention to what the next BB is going to do. And we'd love it if you could pick up some strength as well, like these BBs in here. And even with the strength coming down here, you can see we don't make it all the way back to those EMAs. And just being so bullish overall, we'll just keep grinding to the upside. Wouldn't surprise us if we do just carry on pushing back up. Then, of course, we'll be seeing how it would react if it can make it back to the top Bollinger Band, perhaps create some more potential for divergence. But really, we're going to be paying attention to the BBs in the next couple of days to give us more of an indication for where the daily bias will be. Moving on to the 28,657. Cool. So I'll just say a couple things on this. So we can see that the price has really just been going up, and I'll turn my crosshairs off. Price has really just been going up and down, up and down. So we've just really been rotating, not really respecting the EMAs. So we're almost, when you see this action in the EMAs, that when the EMAs are weak and they keep crisscrossing like this, it's really showing that we're in some sideways action. If we were to look at a larger chart, for example, you'd see the price bars consolidated more and we'd just be going sideways. We are above the zero line and the direction is to the upside. We're above the EMAs as well. So my intentions right now, just rather my read on this right now, especially if these BBs are starting to get weak, I would be anticipating some potential moves to the upside. Hard to tell without looking at the other charts. You got anything you would want to add, Cesar?
yeah, The same. I mean, we don't have enough information at this moment. I mean, we are seeing a lot of movement in this area in particular. So this is the area of interest for us. Probably looking for this pivot if the price gets to the same height, and if we don't see the same movement in the MACDs, probably we're going to see a continuation for the downside, probably to keep doing the same thing that we have been doing for the last couple of days, like the price going above and below of the EMAs. So we can be expecting the same thing. So uh, we're just in the middle of a range right now in this high time frame. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
and again,
even
that kind of
when the all the information is telling us that we are still pushing to the upside. Uh, uh, we can expect also both scenarios, like to continue to the upside and get to this area again and create a
click the
multiple
mouse.
ceiling. Sorry,
Yep.
uh, get to this area and create a multiple ceiling, because we can see that this has been an area hard for the price to break. So we have been pushing down whenever the price gets to these levels. Uh, so this is an interesting area right now to see if the price is going to come back to this pivot, or if it's going to break the support to continue down and keep doing the same thing that it has been doing for the last days.
Nice. And in particular, when we are in this kind of environment ranging, we just need to bear in mind not to put too much trust in the EMA's holding. As we've seen before, how we can just pull away, snap in, snap through them. So just
Yeah.
reading all the signals we have available to us at the time to see whether the range bound market's going to continue or whether we do actually have some indications of slowing down and using these areas as support, even though we are in the middle of that sideways action. But now I'll go ahead and look at the favorite part where we're looking at all those three charts together. Cool. So for me personally, we was talking earlier actually about what I'd like to see uh, if we were looking for a long, and it was coming into these EMAs on that higher time frame, getting the divergence and the 1597. Also, do we get we got some retracement divergences in here, but it was really between these two pivots here. At the lows was a great look for the long with that W pivot as well. But right now, I would say more to the upside, but we do have some retracement divergence going on the 10946. So it wouldn't surprise me if we pulled back again, back to those EMAs towards this support level. How are you seeing things, Cesar?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, when we were discussing this
Click.
earlier, yeah, I'm moving. So we were, I think, around this area when we were discussing what we were seeing at the moment. Uh, I was thinking that probably the price was going to break down and continue down, but like you said, it came back to this area. It used the EMA as a support and bounced back up, even when the MACDs are below the zero line. We are in this uh, moment of indecision for the price uh, to it has not decided if it wants to continue down or is going to turn and go back up. And if you pay attention, it only moved like 4 or 5 points. I mean, that tells you a lot of where we are right now. Uh, the the market is moving super slow, probably because it's I mean, not an official holiday in the US. but we can expect a lower volume uh, on these days until probably Wednesday when we see the FOMC speaking, and probably by that time we're going to see more volatility. As for right now, I think uh, we can only be patient, like we always say, and wait for more information to decide if we are comfortable taking a trade or closing the computer and waiting uh, for a different day.
How would you feel about right now where we are in the price? How would you feel with regards to would you be interested in a long? Would you be interested in a short? Or where would you ideally want the price to get to for you to make a decision about what you would like to do?
I mean, right now, I will just be watching the market. Probably, if we if the price overruns this previous pivot, we are seeing if the MACD also overruns this previous pivot. Probably, I will be interested in a long. Uh,
Like a breakout kind of long?
yes,
Mm.
but uh, I don't know if I have enough patience to wait for a breakout and then waiting for the price to continue in that direction and how far it could go. I mean, it's only 12, 13 points from this pivot to this pivot. So it will require a lot of energy for the price to break this and continue up.
Mm. I'm feeling the same, but we might be getting that pop now. How is your are you looking at the 4181 right now as well on your side, are
Yeah, I
you?
was gonna ask you that if you could show the 4181 to see uh what the MACDs and the EMAs are looking there.
What
Yeah, I
time
mean
is it?
we're just uh okay. Uh, the price is overrunning just by a little the EMAs. The MACDs are trying to do the same thing. So I don't know. Probably if I see enough uh, strength in the price and also in the MACDs, probably that will tell me a little bit of the information that I need to be interested in the long.
Mm.
Because right now you can
Um,
see the MACDs are overrunning the previous pivot. The only thing that it's making me a little noise is the zero line that can be used as a resistance. So
this kind of feels like Tim, if you're still here, this kind of feels like a trade you might consider going long based on the previous ones from Discord. Should have a look at the 610 for you, Caesar, as well.
I mean, it's the same thing that we were seeing in the 28.57. The price is going above and below the EMAs.
Hmm.
and the EMAs are crossing over uh, too many times.
So ideally, would you want to see a bit of a pull away first in the 1597?
What? Sorry.
A bit of strength coming in on the price before you considered a breakout trade? Or is it just
Yeah.
mainly the low volume that's putting you off?
I mean, when I think a lot of people is going to agree with me, when you're taking a trade, you just want to be there for like 5 minutes stop. You don't want to be waiting for the price to reach the target. And yeah, if I'd be taking a trade, it would be more uh, frustrating for me to be waiting and watching the price like not taking a right direction
Mm-hmm.
or showing a lot of strength.
I should go ahead and make these a bit bigger.
Yeah, Tim uh, is saying he's probably around the level of the price 52.21 ideally. Probably will get stopped on first and retry again on second crossing of EMA. What chart would you?
I think he's referring to, he enters a lot on the 610. Yeah. So perhaps he was thinking around this level. He's a big
Yeah,
fan of
610.
trading in those EMAs, which I'm not very good at. Not as good as Tim at trading between those EMAs.
I
But so
mean,
we don't.
we have to consider the size of the chart that we are trading in, so we can calculate how far the price can go, and we can measure our risk and reward.
Mhm.
Because if you are trading on a small chart, it's going to be a little bit difficult to expect a 10-point target, or even in this actual condition, a 5-point target. It will take forever.
Dennison said, do you think maybe continue to the upside? You see the divergence at the 41.81 and 15.97. So do you think maybe continue to the upside? So I assume, Dennison, you're referring to the divergences back down here.
Hmm.
So usually a lot of the time what we see between the EMAs, when the EMA start to squeeze together, you often get that inverted head and shoulders look quite a lot. So if we did pull back down here, then I could see the potential of it going to the upside. As well with the head and shoulders look, a lot of the time, common look in the BBs is three higher pivots in a row. So that would be in favor of that as well. Personally, I use the 10946 and the 233. My only concern for the moment is just how weak these are to the upside. So because of how weak they are, in terms of we just haven't pulled that far away in the BBs, but in the price we pulled away a bit further, I would be more comfortable getting that pullback, that BB rolling over slightly, being weak on that MACD level as well. And then if we get that divergence again on the 1597, then absolutely I'd be more interested in taking the long down there. I wouldn't be too interested in it taking it now. Personally, I'd feel a bit too late in the move, and I would be expecting a bit of a pullback with these BBs here. Doesn't mean we're going to get one. We could just pick up the strength and fire above that zero line. But for me personally, I would be more comfortable waiting for a pullback in these BBs before going to the upside.
Yeah, I agree. And coming back to uh, what Denison was saying, I see the same thing. I see that we have a divergence in both um, charts, but we have to consider also that this movement is already gone. If you were considered to take a divergence, it would have been this area. And going back to what I was saying, if you were taking a long in this area, the next area would be this previous pivot. So uh, I see what you see, the divergence and the movement to the upside, but we also have to consider that what we are seeing currently, like uh, we're probably seeing a divergence to the downside in the 1597 or potential for a divergence to the downside. So what you saw in the past, this divergence and coming to the upside, that already worked and that already happened. We have to focus on where the price is right now and what the potential is for the future.
Looks like we're trying.
Yeah, I mean it is what I was saying. We have this pivot right here, and the price is coming back to this area, so we have to be uh, taking a look of what's going to happen next. We can see that the price is trying to push to the upside in all the charts.
Now it's coming up to 7:30 now. So this is where well, what's the time? Be 1:30 for you, I think, wasn't it? Is it 1:30 for Texas time? So usually an influx of volume about 7:30.
Yeah. So this is what I was telling you. The price is breaking the
Or
previous pivot. We're seeing some kind of strength to the upside.
we pulled far from those Bollinger Bands on that 1597.
Correct. So probably we can see the price continue in that direction for a little bit. Uh, the only thing is what I was telling you, the patience that you need to stay in that trade and waiting for the price to reach at least, if we will have taken it here in the 27, probably 33 or 6 points. I
Tim's
don't
trade
know.
would be looking pretty good right now if he had got in at 21. Looking very good right now. I think he would have had his 5 points by now. But even still, where we are now in the price, I wouldn't be comfortable jumping in. As you said, it's just a patience, waiting for it to get to an area where you feel comfortable to take the trade. Would you consider hopping in along, or would you be waiting for the pullback back to an area?
Mm. Right now, um, I mean, if we will have higher volatility, and if I saw the price moving a little bit faster, I would be considering taking along. Yes, around this, in the close of this bar, the
Mm-hmm.
27. Probably at this area, it will have been a good area to take along. Um, and probably trying to get to this area, but only if we have more speed in the price.
Would you be moving your stop to break even fairly quickly?
Yes, yes, yes. Because we're seeing this. I mean, the price is moving uh, back and forth, and the the bars are closing in the middle of all the bars. So unfortunately, we're not in a clear trend right now.
Mm.
So I will be just putting my break even one tick above the entry and just expecting for the trade to work.
For me personally, my comfort level would be getting that pullback, perhaps getting the 1597 EMAs crossing over, pulling back into this 4181 area and that kind of roll off. That's where my comfort would be. But I'm still looking at this thinking bit of retracement divergence. So I'm still anticipating this to pull back slightly, which would be in line with what I'd feel comfortable for if we pulled back on 4181. I'm not as good as the breakout trades as you have been recently, as you've been smashing those. But for me, yeah, I'd be waiting for a pullback around into this area. Might not get it, but that is what I'd be looking for personally.
To take a long or a short?
To consider along.
To consider.
Right now, I'm thinking this is a big retracement divergence. So if I was to be considering a short, I can see there's a bit of a gap here around this area. So if I was going to consider a snapback, they usually play out pretty fast. So I probably would be off that idea at the moment. But something that might make me consider it is if we got a bit of a sharp push down and created that M pivot. But the push up would need to be fairly sharp in order to create that divergence on the 233 as well. But right now, waiting.
Yeah, and also to consider a short, for example, let's say the other scenario, uh, looking at the 4181, we will have to wait for the price to break this EMA and continue down as well as the MACDs. So for me personally, I will just wait for the price to break this support or to continue. Well, now it broke this resistance. So that was my two scenarios. For a long to break this previous pivot and for a short to break the support and the EMA. So we will have a long way to run to the downside.
Think the old me back in the day, when I first started, I would be eager. I'd probably be looking at taking along the old me, but it's just not something I feel comfortable with now.
I mean, we have at this time when we were taking the or doing the live market analysis, we have had a little bit of bad luck with the volatility on the price and the strength of the price. We have been caught in in a range. Uh, I mean, but the scenarios are the same all the time. We were looking for the same thing all the time that we are looking at the market. So that's a good thing to share with the students. You have to have a trading plan and you have to stuck with it and you have to respect your trading plan.
Mm. Denison's said at this time, I think Lindsay would say it's far from the EMAs to take along. What do we think? So, yeah, I agree. As in, we pulled far away. We created almost that V look pivot that we like, that sharp pull away, sharp pull back kind of look. We have got the 233 EMA, but given just how weak these are on the 10946, if we were if we were smoking like this here, absolutely shooting to the upside, and we pull back into these 233 EMAs, it's more probable that you can get that continuation. But when we're still between the bands and the higher time frame, even though we're attempting to make that outside roll here, it doesn't mean that it can't outside roll to the upside. Of course it can, but just not having the strength for me on the 10946, I would be not looking for the longs just yet.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you feel the same on the 4181.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same. If we were in a market, the price was smoking to either direction, it would be nice and it would be easier decide and be more confident of taking a trade. But right now, when the price is moving like molasses, is it's very hard to stick with your decision because it can change uh, the direction in any time. And
And it can be easy to get sucked into one of these trades. You see it's at the EMAs, you see it slowing down on the BBs. At the moment, it's a hard close down, hard close up. So it could continue, but we've got 900 ticks left. Something as well, I'm looking at the angle of these BBs here to see if it's a common angle for continuation. When we have those strong moves, as we talk about in the curriculum, that ideal look that we want for the ultimate retracement divergence, it's not like this, is it? So it doesn't mean they can't work out, but really what we love to see, we love to see that slide, something like that in there.
yeah,
Just that really nice retracement divergence. So as you get more chart time and as your patience starts to build, you can see the potential for certain moves, but you learn that if it's not ideal or it's not picturesque at times, then it often is just best to leave it. It doesn't mean that we don't get annoyed if it takes off to the upside and shoots up. Yeah, part of us goes, I knew it was going to go up. Why didn't I enter? But ultimately, you're just going to create bad habits. Obviously, over time, you'll get used to what has more potential to work. But even still, like that, I wouldn't have been comfortable chasing that. It'd been 26, 25. It'd been 2.25 bar. So, I mean, I would not have taken the long. I'm looking now to see if this potential for divergence plays out or whether we keep on pushing higher.
I think probably we're going to see start to move. It is starting to move a little bit faster. So hopefully it breaks and continues to the upside.
See, I'm saying if this finishes as a reversal bar here, I'm thinking, is this retracement divergence got a better chance of playing out now? So we've got that sharp pull away, similar to what I was talking about earlier.
Mhm.
So if this finishes as a reversal bar, I'd be interested to see if this zero line holds. 10,000 ticks left though, but the previous bar finished towards the top, which means these BBs can roll slightly easier.
Mhm.
Or we could just keep on grinding and smashing to the upside.
One thing that we're going to do on the seminar is like just like just like we're doing right now, we're going to be looking at the market, live market, like we did last year on Friday. We're going to take advantage that the market is going to be open for the first day of the seminar. So uh, one thing that I liked when I was there last year for the first time is that you can see uh, the way each of the traders are seeing the market. Like you can understand how Lindsay is looking at the market, and you can understand the way that she trades. And it is a very nice thing when you're there for the first time and you're absorbing all the information and you're learning uh, as much as you can. And also, I remember that there were a few missing pieces that I had with my trading style. And when I got there and I heard Lindsay and Jason, and when I was talking with you and Davis, all the different point of views that each of each of you have, and to learn a lot, and that's a very good experience to have uh, if you want to improve your style, your trading, probably seeing things different in a different way that you are used to, and you can incorporate to your own trading style. Um, that's a very nice thing to have.
That would have been a nice short.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
How far?
I don't know how far it go. We got the flag reversal, divergence played out, 233, retracement divergence held at the 0 line, trying to roll down. Now, back in the day, what I would have tried to do is take a retracement trade back from here, and that used to get me run over all the time. Hasn't quite pulled back for it yet. Now we're coming into that higher time frame, EMA. So I'd be expecting it. Wow, the strength's really picking up on those BBs. Big push down. Now I'm curious to see if this support's going to hold or if we're going to keep on plowing through.
What's the 4181 saying?
Trying to grab it.
Yes. I mean, it is breaking the support. We have divergence, but we are also seeing that the MACDs are trying to go back below the 0 line. So this is what I don't like when this happens. That we are seeing that the price is going with a lot of strength to the downside, but it doesn't close at the very bottom. So that's an indication that probably we just wanted to revisit this area and come back.
Potentially just sweep the liquidity.
Hmm.
So you might be getting that. I believe it was potential divergence. Was it on the 4181?
Say that again.
Have we got potential for divergence? 4181 yet? So I'm interested to see how we're gonna be on the 1597. Well, especially as we approach that bottom Bollinger Band on the 4181.
What I usually do if I'm expecting a breakout, uh, it gives me more confidence when the price or the price bars are closing below either support or resistance, and when they are the 1597 and the 4181 are closing around the same time in the same direction. And if they both are closing at the very bottom, that will be a good indication for a continuation in that breakout for me personally.
So would you still be looking for a short right now?
Right now I'm seeing more uh, mean, I'm seeing that these BB are solid purple, so probably I will be interested in looking for a short only if the price does what I just told you. I mean, breaking the support area and closing below the support area. Uh,
So are you
to con-
looking to enter on the close, or are you looking to break the level, close, and then the next bar?
uh, I try to take it on the close because what I've seen it is that often when the bar is closing really hard outside of the range, um, most of the times it's going to continue in that direction.
How would you feel about there being potential for divergence on the 4181 if we still closed below?
I will have to see at the higher time frame to see where the MACDs are heading and if we have strength in that direction, that will confirm a little run. In this case, for a short.
Speaking of which, let's grab the 28,657. Still just kind of in that area. The BB's trying to pop down though.
Yeah.
10,000 ticks left to go. Haven't really moved much.
No, but uh, if you see this area where the price is right now
Yeah,
and the EMA, probably what, like 8, 9 points?
yeah.
Probably it will be a good trade just to um, try to take the short, looking for this next area, but only, like I told you, if all those parameters are met.
Cool. Any of you guys got any questions? What are you guys seeing? Tim, Dennison, how are you looking at it? You seeing any opportunities or waiting for any levels to be hit in particular? This is slow.
It is. Probably we should watch a video of the grass grow. It will be a little bit more dynamic.
So for me personally, if we get some extra divergence on the 1597, say if we hit the blue EMA up here, pulled back down, and we had some divergence, and these BBs were still weak, my bias would then be for the long. I wouldn't be interested in a short, I don't believe. Bit of a W pivot as well, or not quite because the middle pivot's too high actually.
Hmm.
Did you want to go over your trades from earlier? You got any screenshots of them?
Let me send them to you. I don't think I saved them. I just copied them and paste them on Discord, but I didn't keep it.
Have you got your charts up?
Um, yeah, hold on. Let me. You want to show them on Discord?
Yeah. You open yours because I don't know what my friends have put on Discord, and it might open up on my
Okay.
friend's Discord. I don't want to open that live on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Let me. Let me put it there. Okay.
Right, I'll stop sharing and you can share. Uh, cool, you should be good to share now, I think.
You can see now, right?
Yep, all good.
Perfect. So this was my first trade. I have we can see we were saying we had resistance support. I saw this little accumulation, and I saw that this pop of strength that wanted to continue down, also in alignment with the MACDs showing strength. So I took this uh, short. It wasn't, it didn't go as far as I wanted, so I exit on break even. Then I saw the MACDs using the zero line as a support, and I saw the change of direction. I took a long here, and I took my two targets. First 5 points, the second 10 points. So for a total of 15.5 points, and the break even for 16 points for the day.
You extended your targets now.
Yeah, I was using 5 and 3,
Mhm.
and when I saw that the price was moving a little bit further when we had this breakout, I decided to change it to 5 and 10.
How do
And
you manage your stop in accordance to that? Do you wait for 5 points to be hit before you go break even, or are you still hitting?
when the price moves further than 3 points, I move it to break even. So that tells me that probably it's going to continue in that direction. And if I have a pullback, at least I have the commissions covered. And this was another trade that I took. This is the first uh,
Mhm.
trade. Then I saw the price coming back to the area, was re-entering the. It was the same criteria. We have this uh, price moving back and forth. I saw this break, so I tried to take. I'm sorry, the the short. It took the first target, so 5 points. Then I moved uh, the stop to break even, and I had my tick for break even. I saw that the MACDs were below the zero line, and on the 610 after the break, the MACDs, the zero line was being used as a resistance. So that gave me a little bit of confidence that we were going to continue in that direction. So yeah, it wasn't close. This pullback was not close of my stop,
Mhm.
and but I saw that we were below the EMAs and we were below the zero line. So I thought that this was probably just um, pull back to use the EMAs as resistance to continue back down. And that's what it did. Took the first target and then came back for a break even.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And here we have a lot of examples of trades. We can see your work. Team has been very active on Discord as well. So it is nice when our students are sharing uh, their trades, and so we can analyze the way they are thinking. Like you can predict, like what you said before, that probably he was going to be taking that long.
Mhm.
It's something that we get used to when we are seeing each other charts. We are trying to, we can predict or we can understand the way uh, the other person is seeing the charts.
We encourage you to send in losing trades. Like, we know you don't want to do it, and we don't like doing it either, but that's when you learn. We all love seeing the winners, but we actually also enjoy seeing the losers because the losing trades are the ones where you can grow the most. So
Right.
if you're not doing so, take advantage of having us all there to see your charts. As well, like Cesar said before, we've all got different point of views as to how we trade. And you've got access to four different and the students as well. And you get to see you can see who trades similar to you, so you can see their trade, you can learn from each other. So if you're not making the most out of Discord, we do advise that you do so. And if you're new here, you can grab the Discord link from the Responsible Day Trading website on the main page. Do you want to head on back to the market and see what it's saying?
Yeah, you want to share your screen?
Okay.
I think we have a question from Denison. What's your recommendation? What is your recommendation for turning from market replay to sim? It is very difficult. Um,
As in the process of changing? Is that what you're asking, Denison? As in the process? Hmm.
well, you have to see this like uh like a professional sport. If you want to see it like that, you have to first train your, in this case you have to train your mind to recognize patterns. And when you are on market replay, it is easier to you for you to control the environment because you are moving the market. You can speed it up or slow it down depending on what you are uh, what you are seeing at that moment. When you are practicing enough to recognize patterns, you are going to move to sim because that's going to be on live market. Now that's going to be like increasing the weight for continuing with the comparison with the sports. You're going to increase your weight. You're going to get stronger because now the patterns that you were looking for on market replay, and you can uh, select directly from what you were seeing. Now you have to look for them on live market. Even though when you're not putting your money at risk, you have to train differently because you have to understand how the market is moving, like we have been doing for the last hour, trying to recognize patterns, like trying to see or predict what the price is going to do next. It is different. And now the final stage, when you are done with that and you are consistent seeing results on live market, but in sim, now you can move to live market and you can put your money on the line for that. Uh, Continuing with the sports metaphor, you need a trainer to tell you if you are doing the right thing or you have to correct some things. So that's what we do here on RDT. We are the trainers that we are going to see your charts. We're going to see the trades that you're taking, and we're trying to make you a better trader. The Our main goal is to create traders that are going to be independent and they are going to be confident to take trades on the live market after we have all this process of training, like first market replay, then move to sim, and then move to uh, live market. But uh, it is a process, like for everything. You need to train, you need to practice, you need to condition your mind to look for some things, and in order to become consistent in the trades that you take. So that's our main uh, reason to have this academy, and that's our main goal as coaches, to make you a profitable trader and be a consistent in all the trades that you are planning to take in the future. I don't know
And
if you want to add anything to that,
yeah,
Dan.
also with the transition, you're going to realize psychological aspects that come to mind, things that you don't really realize, or things that don't really affect you on sim. It can be all different sorts of things. It could be that you are micromanaging your stop more than you should be, you're exiting early, or perhaps on sim you can hold trades for 10, 20 minutes, you're happy to get stopped out. But as soon as you go that one step further, it's the same process. Once you go onto live simulated, you'll have psychological issues. You just really need to be present and conscious of how you're feeling. Because then once you can identify those things, then you can start to work on them. Then you can introduce goals, process goals to help with the struggles that you're having. And again, that's why it's important to have us as coaches. That's why it's important that you take your screenshots of your trades or record your trades so you can see back in live time what you're doing. Are you moving your stop really quick? Are you pulling down your targets because you want to get out the trade? I personally, when I first moved to simulated live, I would enter my trade and I found I was exiting trades quicker. So then I had a process of a week or two where I would enter my trades and I wouldn't move my stop. I accepted I got in for a reason. And even though I would see reasons to get out, that's why when you see my charts on Discord, you'll see that I write notes. Lindsay's advised me not to do that recently because you can reinforce bad habits, which is very true. But if you write notes of how you feel, then you can look back on those later and then you can work on those goals. But I think that answers your question. If that doesn't answer your question, then feel free to ask something else.
Yeah,
Cool.
you have to find uh, what makes you comfortable in the market. I mean, I used to take a lot of divergence trades, and I'm not saying that they don't work. They do work. Like Dan just put an example right now with that divergence that went straight down. Uh, but in when you're on the road, you find other traits that are more suitable to your personality. So I was focusing a lot on the divergences. Now I'm working on the breakouts. So you just have to find what makes you comfortable in the market, and that's the training that you need to do to find that trait that makes you comfortable. First, you're going to recognize patterns on the market replay. Then you're going to be looking for those patterns on the live market on sim. And when you realize what makes you comfortable, that's the trait that you have to stick on.
Yeah, and a lot of people have this, me myself included, have the opinion that you have to take every opportunity. And as we're starting off, we'll see a move and we'll think, oh, I think it's going to go here. But really, as you are progressing through, and once you get to like you profit or live, if you open up like a micro account or something, you can just wait for those setups where you feel comfortable. You don't have to be in every trade. If you have a trade you know is more successful than all your other trades, then you could perfect that setup. You can get really used to that and then move on to a different kind of setup. I used to be all in for pullback trades, and then I started speaking to Cesar and Deivis more, and then I actually prefer divergence trades now. So like the one we talked about earlier up here, I prefer that
Yeah.
now as opposed to breakout and pullback trades. But again, it goes back to that taking screenshots. And a lot of the times you can have nerves. You can be nervous about entering because you feel uncertain because you haven't studied your trades. You haven't studied your losses, so you don't know what works well for you and what works bad for you. A lot of the time, people think that their psychology is off, but in reality, they don't know their expected outcomes because they don't know which setups work best for them. So it is goes back to doing the practice, doing the market replays, and our memory is nowhere near as good as we think it is. Everyone memory is grossly overestimated, and we need to, you have to recite things in your brain, you have to visualize them in order to store it in your memory and eventually learn from it. Sorry, it's gone a bit psychological, but yeah.
I mean, 90% of trading is psychological.
Any more
Okay,
questions?
so yeah, any questions? We're about to wrap this class. Um, any last thought of the market? What you're seeing right now? What would you be expecting?
I think we've got a better chance of going long now. Obviously, these BBs picking up a lot, but I'm looking mainly down here, just at the
Mm-hmm.
angle of just the roll. If we can break above that top band, I'll be more
Yeah,
inclined for the long. I don't know how you feel about the 610. It's got that head and shoulders we spoke about earlier, a bit lower pivot, so not textbook head and shoulders, but double bottom if you want to call it that, or triple bottom almost.
yeah. I think w-
Oh,
we
sorry.
will be there. You go. Same thing. We have the resistance and we have the support. Uh, if the price breaks to either direction, we will have to be looking at all the indicators to confirm that that direction is going to be the new trend, and we will have to be patient to see if the price is going to pick more speed so we can continue in either direction. But as for right now, we're in a range, so uh, be careful if you're going to take a trade. Be perfectly confident that you already analyzed the market and the decision that you're taking is the right one. If not, don't don't punish yourself. It's just uh, part of the game.
Exactly that. And touching back, guys, just to reiterate what we were on about earlier, we have got the meet and greet and we've got the seminar coming up. For the seminar, it's all online this year. You can actually buy, one-off days. You don't have to pay for the whole weekend. We understand people have busy lives, so you can choose to come to any one or two or three of the days. Obviously, be the cost will be split up, and this will be updated in the next couple of days to give you more information on all of that. So keep an eye out for that. As always, go to the Discord, check out what's new, and be sure to sign up for the live classes if you haven't done so already. Anything to add, Cesar, before we say our goodbyes?
No, just thank you. It's always nice to exchange ideas with you, looking at the market. We're always learning new things. Um, and I hope you guys can join us for the next classes and for the seminar. I can give you my word, you're not going to regret uh, for everything that you're going to learn. It's it's a it's an investment that you're doing for your education. So if you can join us, you're not going to regret it.
Perfect. Well, thanks for coming, everyone. Hopefully, see you in the next lesson. Take care. And we
Bye
see you
bye,
soon.
guys.
Bye bye. See you later, Tim. I think Tim's gone. Tim's off. See you later, Dennis, and thank you very much. Stop sharing. Goodbye. See you later, Cesar. Peace, peace. Adios.